You know, it's one of the great ironies of relationships, isn't it? The more you try to pull someone closer, the faster they seem to run in the other direction. Well, today, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of that, the powerful and honestly pretty counterintuitive psychology of what it actually takes to be missed. So let's kick things off with this idea from our guide today, a retired behavioral psychologist named Julian. It sounds so simple, right? Obvious even, but it's a rule we break all the time. Let's see how this plays out in a story that might feel, well, a little too familiar. Okay, so meet Maya. And Maya is stuck in a place so many of us have been, staring at her phone, trapped in this cycle of digital desperation, just waiting for a reply. It's like a special kind of modern torture, just watching that little read receipt. Yeah. 3 weeks ago, she got that text from Leo, the dreaded "we need space" message. And her response, which was totally driven by anxiety and this fear of losing him, was to do the exact opposite of what he asked for. So just look at this timeline. Maya's version of giving space was really just a campaign of constant reminders. Hey, I'm still here. Double texting, insta-replying. She's trying to keep his attention, but all it did was create more and more pressure. And what was the result? He just pulled away until finally nothing. The ultimate digital cold shoulder. So Maya is at her breaking point. She turns to her godfather, Julian, the psychologist, and he basically tells her, look, your strategy isn't just not working, it's actively fighting against the way human desire is wired. She wasn't just having bad luck, she was fighting a battle against basic brain chemistry.
And that's the diagnosis Julian gives her. Super blunt, right? It's a tough pill to swallow, for sure, but it is the absolute key to understanding the mistake. Her problem wasn't that she wasn't trying hard enough. It was that she was playing the game with completely the wrong rule book.
So Julian gives her a new game plan. And these aren't just a bunch of clever tricks. No, these are 5 powerful lessons, all rooted in actual behavioral psychology. And the goal here isn't just to change Leo's mind, it's to fundamentally change how Maya sees herself. First lesson up, this scarcity principle. This is a huge concept in economics, but man, does it apply to relationships. Think about it. We instinctively want what's rare, and we totally take for granted what's always around. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Julian tells Maya, right now, your attention, it's like tap water. It's everywhere, it's free, it's constantly flowing, so it's not perceived as valuable. The mission? To transform her presence from tap water into a diamond, something rare, something precious, something you have to seek out. So how do you become a diamond? Simple. You cut off the supply. Julian gives her a strict no-contact rule. Now, this isn't about punishment. It's about creating a void. By going completely silent, she gives his brain a chance to reset from the constant overload of her messages, and it forces him, for the very first time, to actually confront her absence. Okay, so once that silence is there, the next move is to spark his curiosity. This is where the information gap theory comes in. Our brains are basically wired to solve puzzles. They hate an open question. So when you give someone a piece of a story, they feel this itch to find out the rest. And boom, this is the theory in action. It's brilliant. Instead of some predictable, look how much fun I'm having without you post, Maya posts this. It's elegant, it's mysterious, it is packed with information gaps. Who's she with? Where is that? What's so captivating? Leo's brain literally has no choice but to start trying to fill in the blanks. And to do that, he has to think about her. All right, lesson 3. This one goes a little deeper, right into the subconscious. You've heard of Pavlov's dogs, right? Ring a bell, dog drools. Well, that same idea, classical conditioning, works on us. Over time, we build these incredibly powerful unconscious links between things we see or smell and deep, deep emotional responses. So here's the crucial part. Maya can actually use these anchors that already exist. That signature perfume he loves, that one color he always complimented, they aren't just accessories anymore. They are psychological triggers. They're designed to completely bypass his logical brain and hit him right in the emotional center, bringing back all those feelings of nostalgia and intimacy. So with this new psychological toolkit, it's time for the big test. There's a party for a mutual friend, and Maya knows Leo's going to be there. This isn't just a party anymore. For her, it's a controlled experiment. And you know what? It works. It works exactly like Julian said it would. The moment Leo gets close, that perfume hits him. And you can see it. It's this subconscious trigger that just washes a wave of nostalgia over him before she even says a word.
His rational brain is totally out of the picture. The anchor has been activated.
But there's another layer to Julian's plan, and this one might be the most counterintuitive yet. It's called the Zygarnik effect. And what it means is that our brains obsess over things that are left unfinished. We always remember the cliffhanger, right? Not the neat, tidy ending. So what does Maya do? At the absolute peak of their conversation, they're laughing, they're connecting, the energy is amazing. She gracefully ends it. She literally creates an open loop in his mind. By walking away at the best possible moment, she makes sure that conversation stays unfinished in his head. He's going to replay it, wonder about it, and be left wanting more. And of course, the strategy works. Leo texts her the next day. So now the final lesson kicks in. Intermittent reinforcement. This is the psychological principle that makes slot machines so addictive. It's not getting the reward every time that keeps us hooked. It's the possibility of a reward at any moment. This chart just says it all. Maya had been acting like a vending machine. He puts in a little bit of effort and boom, he gets a guaranteed instant reply. Now she has to become a slot machine. Sometimes she'll pay out with a warm text, but the timing, the availability, it's all unpredictable. And that uncertainty is what creates real, sustained interest. So her reply is a total masterclass. First, she waits 3 hours. The message itself is warm, it's positive, that's the reward. But she doesn't commit to anything, introducing that crucial unpredictability. Just like that, in one single text, she has completely flipped the entire dynamic. Now he's the one left wondering and waiting. And you know all these techniques? They worked on Leo. He came back. He was curious. He wanted to try again. But the biggest change, the most profound transformation, it wasn't in him at all. It was in Maya. And this, right here, is the ultimate lesson. What started out as just an act, a performance of being this high-value, independent person, slowly, it became her reality. By acting like her time was valuable, she started treating it as valuable. She filled her life with things that genuinely made her happy, not for him, but for herself. In the end, all those psychological tools were really just a catalyst. They created the space for a much deeper change to happen. The goal shifted from trying to win Leo back to building a life that she actually valued. And that's the real takeaway here. The most powerful way to make someone miss you is to stop focusing on them and start focusing on becoming a person that you yourself would miss.
Please like and subscribe.